1, 2. Check.
Check it out.
We're
check it out.
We're slightly late this week.
We are.
That's okay. Unforeseen circumstances, but it works out because now we get to watch Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Oh, we live lives outside of the show, and sometimes things occur that stop us from recording on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So it is what it is.
Speaking of which, potentially next week we might record
Programming note. Yep.
Programming note. The next 2 weeks we might record on Tuesday, so these will be out by Wednesday. With there's a holiday party, and I have on Monday, and then the following Monday is Christmas Day, unless you want to.
No.
If you have nothing going on, so we're a little bit late. So we're watching the Raiders and Chargers. Usually we're focused on the Monday night game, but now we're watching the Thursday night game. We're jumping ahead.
I know.
This will be out by Friday.
And this Monday, we would have been able to watch one of them because there was 2 games.
I know.
Which I don't know why. The NFL's programming is so weird sometimes. I don't know why they do that randomly.
I don't know. And I have a funny story about the Monday night game, so we'll get to it.
Ooh.
It was about the Dolphins game. So which game did you watch? One of those? You watched the Dolphins game?
I watched
Dolphins Texans.
No,
I mean
I watched
Dolphins Titans.
Did I? Which one was on ABC?
The other one.
Yeah, that's when I watched. Packers Giants. Yeah,
That loud.
I only watched. Yeah,
it's just the washing machine. Packers Giants. Yep.
Yeah.
Which was funny because they actually, I was watching the Dolphins Titans because I have ESPN Plus. That is incredibly loud. Okay. It went away. I had the same problem because I was working down here early and I was doing laundry.
Yeah.
And it was like literally going.
You have a pair of shoes in there or something?
Yeah, I don't know. A sheet, but God, that threw me off so bad. So I was watching the Dolphins Titans on ESPN Plus, but it was weird because they were actually at some points they had dual screen. Your face right now is like, when is the washing?
Oh, they have the dual box going on?
Yeah. I'm so sorry if you can hear how loud that is. Oh my God, it's awful. But yeah, I thought that was interesting because like they're so weird about that when it's just on one and they allowed it on 2, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like just give it to me on ESPN Plus. I'm already paying extra for it. Why can't you just give me the Monday night game? It's on your platform. Just give it to me.
Yeah.
Please.
It's odd. And now they have some games coming up that are ESPN Plus exclusives, so you'll be okay there. And then there's also a wild card game exclusive to Peacock. I don't know which one.
Is there?
Yeah.
Nah, that's interesting.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Not a fan.
Even ESPN Plus.
No.
I'm not saying it should be exclusive.
But a playoff game.
Playoff game, that's rough.
Yeah.
So they're not going to. Who is that? NBC?
Yeah.
You're not going to show it on NBC?
Not to my knowledge.
That's awful.
Now, I do know that it has to. So if you're in the local area, I don't know, whatever team it might be, by law, it has to air over the air somewhere, somehow.
Okay.
So you have to watch it on like Fox 25, or it feels like say it was the Patriots.
Yeah.
It would air on like Boston Fox 25 or something. By law, it has to air somewhere, not on streaming.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, not a fan.
I don't like that.
That happened with the Amazon game. So the Patriots on Amazon, you have to be able to watch it over the air somewhere, somehow.
Okay.
We wouldn't be able to get it for Boston because the satellite is not strong enough. The antenna, whatever. But yeah, not a fan when you really limit it to just streaming. That seems shitty.
Especially, I mean, I could see for the Thursday night games they do Prime.
Yeah.
But like for a playoff game,
especially, yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yep.
Speaking of your beloved Boston Patriots, we'll start off with that Thursday night game. Yeah. I was a little surprised. We were going to watch that game.
Yep.
And then unforeseen circumstances, we could not watch that game. So, but yeah, go ahead. We'll jump right into it.
Yeah, I mean, the first half would have been fun to watch because the first half was great, but then the second half just devolved into more of the same when it was as boring as hell. I mean, I was excited. I was rooting for that success. It worked out really well because we won, but also kept our strength of schedule down. So we still stayed in our slot.
It's creeping up, though. It's creeping up.
We stayed in our number 2 spot, so it wasn't so bad. And the funny thing is, the over/under, they beat it in the first half, and then like nothing happened in the second.
Well,
half.
it was funny because it was like a record low. You said, right?
Yeah.
And of course they beat it.
Yeah. The big thing I noticed with Zappy is he doesn't get rattled like Mac. He was stepping up in the pocket a bit more. And there's some plays I could see Mac just like getting happy feet and throwing it away, and he would stick with it a little bit. So that was good. Steelers, the bums, they lost to the Cardinals and the Patriots in back-to-back weeks. They went from 7-3 to 7-5 in like 3 days.
I know, now they're 7-6.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not that it matters. Kenny didn't play the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yes, correct.
So I mean, you got Trubisky.
Yeah.
What'd you expect?
Yeah, exactly. But we always knew that they were just a paper tiger with their 7-3 record or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there was 2 odd calls that Tomlin made in this game. One of them harkens back to our 4th down conversation from a few weeks ago, where it was 21-10, and the Steelers went for it on like 4th and 3, and they were in field goal range. Let's kick the field goal.
Take the points.
You make it a 1-score game. Just kick the field goal.
I wonder where the pressure is coming from for coaches to do that. Like Rivera does that asinine shit all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't go for it. Like again, the Philly game, the infamous Philly game.
I know, right?
Our high point was a loss this year.
Yeah.
Why you didn't go for 2 with no time left
Yeah.
to just win the game, but you go for it on 4th down in your own on your own 34 and you're down 13. So you immediately go down 3 scores. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. So in this one, I don't know why these teams don't. If you can make it a 1-score game, just kick the freaking field goal. It's not a big deal. So I don't know. The Patriots against Super Bowl 51, the 28-3 comeback. I don't know if people remember. It was 28-3. I'm sorry, 21. Excuse me, 28-3. The Patriots scored, missed an extra point. So it's 28-9. And then they were driving later, and it was 4th down, and they kicked the field goal to make it 28-12. To make it a 2-score game. They didn't go for it as early as they needed to.
Just to get it down to 2 scores.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's the strategicness of the whole thing. Like, I don't know what you guys are thinking, because you want to go for the home run. Stop going for the home runs.
Yeah. So
sometimes you got to whittle it down a little bit.
Silly. And then the 4th and 2, the very last 4th down that they went for it. And teams do this all the time. Patriots did it a couple times. I've complained about it before. It's 4th and 2, and they do like this 30-yard bomb down the field.
Yeah, why?
Low percentage shot. What are you doing? A lot of looking for the pass interference, baby. Nah.
You know what gets me? Even like on a 1st down, they'll go for a bomb, and it'll be a 2nd down, and they hand it off.
Yeah.
We'll get into it with the Titans game too. That was hilarious, but
yeah, it's very strange. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I mean, like I said, the first half was good. Second half was boring as hell. You could have fallen asleep and probably missed nothing. I mean, it got exciting towards the end because they're just down by 3 or whatever. 20,
right.
But like I said, we kept our 2 spot. The Cardinals, I think, kind of were like, they were bad, but I don't think they were as bad as they really truly are because Murray was out. And I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's good. He's better than what they had.
Yeah. How dare you?
Hey, the
Vikings
might agree with me now, too.
Now. God damn it, Toms. Well, so the rumor mill, too, is that Belichick's fate has already been determined, which is interesting.
Yeah, a lot of this is coming from Tom E. Curran. Patriots, I don't know, insider, but from my understanding, a lot of his old sources were in the Brady camp, and he doesn't have those anymore. And he's even mentioned before that Brady doesn't talk to him anymore because he had an interview with his dad, Brady Sr., and Brady thought he sensationalized some of it to get more clicks or views or something, so Brady wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
And then for Tom E. Curran, the funny thing about him, and I'm not saying it's yes or nay, whatever. He was on the Around the NFL podcast earlier this year, and he said that there's no way that Brady and the Patriots would repair their relationship, and then a week later they announced the ceremony at the first game of the season. So it's where are you hearing this? I don't know. At least if Mike Reese reported it, I would probably buy it more than Tommy Curran.
Yeah,
but, whatever.
But that's the scuttlebutt there.
Yep.
In
And if
Patriots land.
The good thing is, I mean, if he does have 1 year left on his contract, if he is going somewhere else, we should get some sort of compensation for him. So I'll take a first round pick.
Yeah, exactly.
The shoes are back.
The shoes are back. It is not mine, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. It sounds like a tornado. Moving on to Sunday. Did you have anything else about your beloved Boston Patriots?
It was good.
You still got the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yep, still got it. So happy about it. It was like I guess it was a perfect little win. And like I said, I'm never gonna root for a loss. So I'm all for it. I enjoyed and I just enjoyed watching the game. Like, it was fun.
Well, you actually put up some points and looked like alive for at least a half.
Yeah, and yeah, right. It was good to see fantasy wise get a few touchdowns from Hunter Henry. An old favorite of mine, so that worked out well. But yeah, it was fun. Unfortunately, it was kind of like a nondescript game. I mean, Sappy had some good throws, but I still don't think he's the answer.
No. I wouldn't get overexcited about that. But a win's a win. Fuck it, take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And they got the second pick though.
Unfortunately, we did get officially eliminated from playoff contention this weekend. So now we're just house money now. So.
There you go.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Nice high draft pick. I have to. It's been so long. I don't exactly remember. I was doing horrible with my picks, so I gotta remember where the hell I was.
I went from first of all, screw the Jaguars. Officially, marriage is over with them. I went from 12-0 to 12-1 with that loss.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. I know. They couldn't even squeak out that one.
Nope. So I'm very mad at them.
I did absolutely horrible.
I finished 6-9
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, look at that. So I was 6-6 going into Sunday night, Monday night, and I went 0-3. Eagles, Dolphins, Packers.
Yeah, so let me keep this open. So we'll go right into Sunday. Buccaneers over Atlanta, 29-25. I think this was, again, the Tampa Bakers are the only one of 6 wins that I had this week.
So it's funny. I picked the Steelers because I said the Patriots have to show me something, and I listened back because I forgot to write my picks down. And as I was listening, I even said, I was 12-0 this week, and I said I could very easily see myself being 0-2. And that's exactly what happened. I started 0-2 because I picked the Falcons.
And I picked the Steelers. Excuse me. I picked Tampa Bay. I didn't see much from the game, if I'm being honest. Ritter went 347, touchdown and a pick. Drake London had a big game. But whatever. Tampa Bakers, they win. They're 6-7. I had faith only because I think in the last episode I said they would come through because they're fighting for the division, which I think now they have the lead.
They sure do. I just double-checked, and the Buccaneers are now leading the division.
At 6-7.
Yep, with the Falcons at 6-7. And the Saints at 6-7. So someone's probably going to win that division. That's so bad.
On paper, between the three, I think it should be the Tampa Bakers have a better team.
Especially if Mike Evans stays healthy. The Falcons, I think, pound for pound, have more talent on offense. I'm not really too familiar with their defense, but yes. Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers are only 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. I know Tom Brady, there's no... Baker and him, there's no difference. Whatever,
there is no difference, really.
That's not there is a big difference between those two, but like they just made Brady just retired.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a lot of the same guys, so I think on paper they're the better team, and I had faith that going into Atlanta they had a shot to go for the division.
Yeah, I probably should have taken them, but what are you gonna do?
This is one where we talked about last week, the Bears and the Lions. The spread was so thin.
Yeah. What does Vegas know?
What did they know? And then they win 28-13.
Yeah, what's that all about? All about?
That's odd because the spread with the Niners and Seattle was like 10.5.
Yeah.
And this game, for some reason, was like 3.5. And I get it, but now I get it. But like, what did they fucking know there?
It was all the same dudes. I don't think to my knowledge, there was no one hurt. But yeah, they just blew it was just
weird. I mean, and they were up. They were down 10-0, 13-10, and then they didn't score again in the second half. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but I remember like we were questioning that spread.
Yeah, I think, and Jess's hot take last week was that the Packers are going to win the division, and if they won that game against the Giants, I would have been totally on board with that because the Lions did not look good.
I don't excuse me. I don't know how legit Detroit is in this whole thing now.
Yeah. Yeah,
because this is like a couple weird losses for them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that was that one. Moving on. Did I take the Colts? I took the Colts.
I took the Bengals because they still have those weapons, and Browning had a pretty decent game. Now, this is one very interesting thing. So I sent you, I sent you his, from not this game, the week before, his pass tree, and Zappy's pass tree.
Yeah.
And how they looked very similar.
Yeah.
And they're all just short passes.
Yeah.
But when you have a Jamar Chase or a T. Higgins, they get the ball and they go.
Yeah.
Zappy's throwing it to freaking
guys that are just gonna catch
Juju
it
to fall over. Exactly. So it's like that's the difference. That's why the talent is the difference. And Browning, shout out Browning for leading them to a win. But it's you throw it 6 yards and there you go.
Where are they at right now in the playoff hunt? I mean, they're both now. Them and the Colts are both 7-6. Curious to see where they're at.
Let me see what that playoff picture's looking like. We got some probabilities here too. I'm not gonna do too much math. Oh yeah, I forgot the NFL.com website just takes forever to load.
This isn't 1998 anymore, NFL.
I know. It's just these people, they put so much stuff on these websites now. It's just like they just burden the poop out of it. All right, so excuse me. The Bengals are currently on the bubble. They're the 10 seed at 7-6. There are now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams at 7-6.
Ooh.
So yeah.
So they're in the thick of it then.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, if Browning's got him a nice win this week against, I mean, Indy's not the greatest team, but it's still like they're on a backup too. But I mean,
they have to leapfrog the Texans, Broncos, which I can see it happening, especially with Stroud and the concussion protocol. But behind them are the Bills, who are also at 7-6, who I could see leapfrogging all. Yeah, I could see the Bills winning out and taking that, but we'll see.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oof. How the mighty have now fallen.
I know. They went from the 1 seed. Another funny thing we said was when we said the Jaguars are the 1 seed, and I said, remember when the Patriots are the 1 seed for like a hot minute? Look at the Jaguars now.
Yeah. Where are they?
Falling down.
Where are they now?
They are at the 4 seed.
Yeah. So they what's their division lead like? 2 games? A game?
Who else
1 game.
It's going to be the Texans at 7-6. So yeah,
so
1 game.
And also the Colts are 7-6.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, they lost to Cincinnati last week. Mm-hmm. That spoiled your undefeated week.
Right.
And then they lose to Cleveland. And Cleveland with the Joe Flacco Express.
Freaking Flacco, man.
Coming in, 311, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Yeah, last year, it was the weirdest thing because he had a really good game with the Jets.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they replaced him. I don't know, he might have had a bad outing or something, but they replaced him with, not Zach, Mike White.
Yeah,
Mike White. He had I don't know what they were thinking. And now look, they shot him off the streets. I mean, he's a legit dude. He went to, I think he's one of the only players ever to go to the playoffs, like his first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And they obviously won the Super Bowl that one time. Probably should have maybe gone to another one. We got a little lucky on one of the field goal misses, like a 30-yard field goal miss by the Ravens. So, I don't know, man. It's
what could have been with the Jets, but I mean, I guess this week it didn't matter, but still.
Right.
The Jaguars, see, this is why I was rooting for them.
Yeah, I know.
But the matchups I would pick against them, I did pick the Jags this week.
Me too. And I mean, why wouldn't you? You would think. Yeah. But now next week's picks, I'm really going to be confused. But
so is we always talk about mirrors of Miami and Dallas.
Lions, I have to say.
Jags. Lions Jags might be that other mirror.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Saints and Panthers. I didn't see much from this game. 28-6.
No, I got Thielen in fantasy, and he's not as hot as he once was, but he's still putting in some solid numbers for a terrible team. But he's their only receiver that I can even think of off the top of my head. But they're also they're bad. They're so bad.
They're so bad.
If I'm a Bears fan, I'm dancing because you have that big win. Justin Fields again looks like he could be the answer.
Yeah.
And you have their pick, which is the number 1 overall pick, and you can do a million things with that.
Yeah.
And it also makes me happy as a Patriots fan, thinking, that means the Bears won't draft a quarterback, but they could always trade someone that can come in.
I think I could see them trading that number 1 because it's going to be more valuable. Because the Bears, in all likelihood, should still get a top 10 pick with their record.
Yeah, they have their own pick, but Yeah, you're right.
I think they're at 5 right now.
They're 5 and 8. And the Packers are the last spot in the 7th seed at 6 and 7. So they're technically a game out, but they have 5 teams ahead of them in the playoff hunt.
Yeah. But right now, I think they're in the number 5 in the draft.
Oh, right.
So they are on a weird cusp where they could make the playoffs but
yeah, it's so funny. You're right. They could be the 5. They could be the 5 pick, or they could make the playoffs.
It's really weird.
Yep. So there's a log jam in the NFC for sure. But yeah, with their own, I mean, even that pick is probably going to wind up being a top 10 if we're being honest. So yeah, they could do a number of things with that number 1 overall pick, but I don't see them keeping it unless maybe they take Harrison and pair him with Moore and Fields, and that could be a really good 1-2 punch for them.
I wonder if you'd still have the shot of like trading that, moving back slightly, and then still having your second top 10, and then maybe you do get him anyway.
I'm trying to think, if it looks like right now, so you have Chicago, New England, Arizona, Washington, Chicago, Vegas. Like, who would they trade with? Vegas, maybe?
I don't know, because what's the Jimmy contract?
I think it's one of those, like, you can get out of it.
Yeah.
It has to have been with his injury history, I'm guessing. So, like, Tennessee's not going to... So, I'm just looking down the list real quick. Unless Arizona really wants to leapfrog New England, which I don't think they will. The Jets, maybe. I mean, Rodgers is old, and he might retire. The Giants have that contract.
Yeah.
Tennessee has Will Levi Jeans. The Chargers have Herbie. Atlanta has Ritter. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That'll be a fun draft. So we'll see.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Speaking of can't wait, the Jets out of nowhere with a 30-6. Now, here's the thing. Stroud got hurt. That's the big news. But he got hurt in the 4th.
Yeah.
So they just laid a fucking egg in New York.
Yep. And I even caveated my pick here. I said, if the Jets start Trevor Siemian, I pick the Jets. They started Zach Wilson. So I didn't count it, but I should, just to make my numbers look better. So I had 7 and 8 over 6 and 9. But yeah, I don't know where that came from, but Zach Wilson pulled out of his you know what, and it helped me greatly because my kicker got me 80 points in the cheese league. So
there you go.
Look at that.
I will say that seeing Zach Wilson throw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they put up 30 points on a Texans team that is much better than Washington.
Yeah,
I have no faith that Washington wins again this season.
Oh, right.
Because we're playing them in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I have no faith.
That defense is still legit. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, but again, if they can throw up 30 against the Texans, Washington's nowhere near
right
even as good as the Texans. So yeah. I really had no faith there. But shout out Cheese, you got to win.
Yeah,
5 and 8.
Yeah, I mean, what are they looking? Where are they sitting? They're they're 14. They're not going anywhere. Sorry, 5 and 8. Nope, not happening. You're done, son.
Ravens and Did you watch this game?
I did.
It was a good one.
I did. Yeah,
it was a nice back and forth game.
Yep, and walk-off win. Walk-off, which is always fun. It was a sick punt return. And I rewatched it actually on NFL Network yesterday after work. Because I usually sometimes watch Good Morning Football in the morning. Yeah. And then I turn it back on. It just happened to be on, and I was watching the last drive. I didn't realize Puka Nacua, well, at least in this game, he's worn them in the past, but he doesn't wear gloves. And I don't know how the hell you don't wear gloves.
I don't know, because I mean, Kupp, I guess, had the bigger game because he's showing up here, but Puka had a big game too. Yeah,
and he had a sick diving catch on one of those last drives with no gloves. It blew my mind. But he's worn gloves in the past. So I don't know what happened. But it was a great game.
They're going to be the sneaky team.
Yeah,
I know they lost. If the Rams get in,
yep.
And you got Stafford's playing better ball because he seems like he's healthy.
Yeah.
Kupp is back and he's healthy, and now you got Nacua that came pretty much out of nowhere.
And you're playing them next, right? Yep.
Yeah.
They're the.
They almost beat the Ravens. Yeah. What's the spread like on that game?
They're the first team. The first team out of the playoffs right now, the Rams. So yeah, they're definitely playing for the.
Who's ahead of them right now?
Packers.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I think that they're going to be. If you get those three right there, plus I mean their defense, they still got Donald. Like I feel like the Rams are scary.
Yeah, they can make trouble for people. That's for sure.
And now with that win, Baltimore are they back at the 1?
Yep. Yeah, because the Dolphins. Blew it.
Which is again a hilarious story.
Yeah.
Which I did pick the Ravens, one of my only wins this week.
I picked the Ravens.
Excuse me. The next one, I've had jokes about this, like going into this season because we knew what the matchups were. You usually know early, and then they come out with the actual dates of the schedule. Yep. Me and Cheese were joking that Washington and the Jets would end up with a 0-0 or a 3-0 game. And like people always joke about that when your teams suck, like, oh, that's going to be like a 3-0 game. And then it actually happened.
Yeah, and usually it happens with like when there's snow or something, like really bad weather.
Yeah, they were in fucking Vegas. And they didn't kick that field goal until 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
58 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, and part of the reason I picked the Raiders this week, that they're playing right now, and they're up 21-0. In my head, I thought, like, there's no way they're gonna lose again. Like they're not gonna score 0 points again. Like that's embarrassing. You got embarrassed, and Herbie's out, Keenan Allen's out. Like that, you gotta do better.
That's fair. I'll sandbag my pick then.
How does a team with Devontae Adams not get a point? That's just so strange.
Get rid of him. Please get rid of him.
I know.
Get rid of him because you're wasting him on that fucking bum team.
I picked the Vikings, but like, excuse me. I picked the Vikings, but it's just. Did you pick the Raiders?
I did.
You did because I said shame on you.
Yes, you did
for picking against your boy, and look what happened.
But
he got benched.
God, that's like really bad karma. Because again, I forget what the stats were, but they were ugly. They were brutal in this one. 3-0 game, but I mean, a win's a win, but God damn, that's ugly.
I mean, they're currently sitting at the 6th seed, so they're in the playoffs. They needed that win because they were going to drop out of the playoffs probably if they lost that.
When I was watching the on Monday night, they do the fastest 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The one highlight they showed from this game wasn't even the field goal. It was like a one catch. They didn't even show the only fucking points. God, that's such a bum game.
Yeah, terrible game.
Niners over the Seahawks, 28-16. Boy, Brock Purdy looking like the MVP, 368, 2 touchdowns.
Funny thing is, like, so is McCaffrey, 16 carries, 1145 yards.
And look at Debo.
Yep.
Fucking what?
Dude, that dude's he's a monster. He's a monster. He's like a running back that plays wide receiver. It's
crazy.
It's nuts.
And I watched this one. I watched most of this one. This is the one where DK got thrown out.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you see the sequence?
Like the German suplex the guy tried to put on him and stuff. He like falling backwards or something.
Well, there was that incident. He had a couple incidents, but the one that he got thrown out of was because Seattle threw a pick, and then who was it? Linebacker on San Francisco.
I think that's what I saw.
Well, he just went and shoved DK out of nowhere.
Oh,
so it was completely unnecessary because I think he was already on the ground.
Yeah,
he went and shoved him.
Gotcha.
The problem was DK went and grabbed his face mask and held it, and then at some point let go and then grabbed it again. And I don't think it doesn't seem like Pete Carroll's a big fan. He's got
some anger issues, right? DK.
He's like, this is like an ongoing problem. He's like the Draymond Green of football.
Ugh.
Yeah, that fucking bum.
Yep.
Lion sack of shit. I was trying to so A, you admitted to flopping, and B, you're a fucking liar because nobody falls and swings their arm back like that. God, scumbag.
Ugh.
But anyway, that was that game. That spread was like 10 and a half.
Yeah. I didn't think that the 49ers would beat them as badly as they did a few weeks ago, but they kind of did. And I think Brock is still in the front runner for the MVP race, like you said. So
yeah.
Jesus.
10-3. They have the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yep, they sure do. Yeah, the Eagles dropped from the 1 all the way to the 5 seed.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. We'll get to that game too.
Sure will.
This was a good one.
Yeah.
This was a good one because this was the first ever money pick and the Joker pick combined as one.
Yep. Nailed
the
it.
Bills beat the Chiefs 20-17.
Nailed it.
I had such a rant lined up, and now it's like days later, so it's like I don't know where it lands.
Lost some of its luster. I mean, I say go for it because I don't know what it entails. But
there's 2 rants, but the one was like more important than the other.
Okay.
One was just a side note. The side note was maybe the Taylor Swift shit is a distraction.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe, right? Fucking 8-5, 8-5. Not playing very good. A lot of distractions there.
Maybe Bieniemy was the brains of the operation the whole time, because all they lost was Juju, right?
Yeah, but they don't really have like. It could be.
Yeah,
it could be. Although I think Bieniemy is going to be a head coach somewhere else next year. That seems likely. But my other rant was the hissy fit that was thrown.
Oh yeah,
by Mahomes specifically, but also Andy Reid because he made comments on it too.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. This was not subjective. This was not a PI call. This wasn't a whole. He was offsides
by a lot.
Yeah, it's like you can't question it. He was offside. They're like, oh, just let us play the game, or the refs wait. The refs, I mean, they fuck up a lot of calls.
But they actually got this one right.
They get that one right. So what do you And honestly, before he finished his drop back, the flag was thrown.
Yeah. I mean, it could. So a couple things could happen. It could have affected the play. He could have got to where he was faster.
Yep, 100%.
The player could have saw he was offsides and be like, nah, I'm not going to cover him as much. Lots of stuff could have happened.
That's why, because people were trying to do that too. Like, what effect did it have on the play? It doesn't matter. You can't line up offsides.
Right. Yeah, people always say it's a game of inches. He was inches fast, closer to where he could have been before.
It wasn't a PI. It wasn't a hold. Like, I don't know. It was a little shake. No, he was offsides.
And the ref said he was so offsides, he couldn't even see the ball. Like, that's how offsides he was.
So, in my example to this was last year, week 15. This happened. This happened to Terry because I was watching that game. He looks over at the ref.
He even asked.
He asked, gave him the thumbs up because he pointed again. Gave him the thumbs up. As soon as he turned his head, he reached in his pocket and threw the flag.
Yeah.
And then the very next play, there was like memes about it. Curtis Samuel in the end zone was literally getting bear hugged. Yeah. And they didn't throw the flag.
Right.
And that was on a 4th down. We turned the ball over on downs, and we were actually fighting for a playoff spot against the Giants.
Yeah.
But even in that, with 2 shit calls, I still said, as bad as that was, you should have played better.
Yeah.
So Mahomes, and I know he apologized later, and he felt bad about it. You throwing a hissy fit, and then he goes over to Josh Allen. He's like, oh, that's a shit call. Bro, they came out, and they were down what were they down? 17-7 at one point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whose fault was that? The refs?
Right.
And at the end of the day, you get mad at your guy. He lined up offsides.
Right. Yep.
What are you mad about?
Yep.
That was so crazy to me. See, now I'm getting re-fired up.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
It just wasn't a call to bitch about.
No, not at all. And it's like, first of all, the lateral was awesome. I love laterals. There should be more laterals.
Sure.
Big fan of that.
Sure.
A great play.
It was a great play.
But whatever. It's wilder things have happened. Reed said, they usually warn us, blah, 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 blah. Coach your guys better. Because a couple of years ago in the AFC Championship game in 2018, D Ford lined up offsides against the Patriots. Tom Brady threw an interception on that play. It was negated, and the Patriots won.
Yeah.
And what did Andy Reid say after the game? Oh, they usually warn us about that. You're offsides! Stop coaching your guys to be onside.
And again, like, you want to get mad about it. Well, even when you had a receiver that checked with the ref.
Yeah, which Tony did not do.
He did not do that.
Yeah.
The refs usually, like, why is it up to the refs, to your point? Why is it up to the refs to tell you to line up
right. They don't have to do
sides.
it. And they called offensive offsides in the Eagles-Cowboys game. Offensive offsides. So it happens.
It does happen.
Yeah. And Mahomes, like, that whole, I think he's having his first, like, season of, like, tumult.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's, like, not handling it very well.
Yeah.
And, like, I think, because, like, your brother sucks, your wife is annoying and sucks. Chances are your mother sucks. I sent you that thing where she's like selling stuff with like she like sells clothes.
Yeah.
Called like quarterback producer or something. With like his likeness on it.
Oh, that's they're
all weird. Chances are you're weird too. I think his PR team.
Well, you know what though?
Overdrive.
This is all going into it's him, maybe his mother, his wife, the Kelseys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the whole thing. The
brother,
the whole
mother,
PR thing is just
the Swift shit.
Yeah.
This is all.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence that you guys, there's a little too much distraction between your wife, Kelsey, the mother, the fucking girlfriend? I don't think so.
I think people are just starting to see that Mahomes really is not this like little perfect little angel. And I will say, as the poster boy of the NFL, he needs to be better than that. He needs to be, because that's awful. That's poor. So a couple of years ago, Patriots, and I looked for this game. I looked for it specifically right here, Tom Brady. A couple of years ago, you remember, I don't know if you remember the game, but the Patriots played the Panthers, and Luke Kuechly held Gronk in the end zone, like really badly.
Yeah.
And it was incomplete. And Brady like yelled at the ref, like, come on, that was baloney, whatever. He didn't say baloney. And except I didn't say fudge. And And after the game in the press conference, they asked Brady about it. Like, oh, do you blame the ref? Brady's like, I need to throw a better pass. Like, that's what Mahomes, he needs to take accountability. Like, we can't put the refs in that position. Like you say, pretty much every single week. So it showed his colors. And
that was
on a good. It looked good.
And that's on a play where it may have been subjective to be like, it was a PI or a hold.
Yes.
There was no question about this at all. He was offsides. And like, you're mad that the refs didn't tell you that you did something you shouldn't have?
Right. You can't like, what? Let him play. And if anyone should be talking, you just won the Super Bowl on a ticky-tack holding call, in my opinion. That defensive back took ownership of that. It's like, I pulled him. Like, cool, good on you. But like, I still, in my opinion, they could have held the flag because the ball was like 30 feet over his head. Right. But again, anything can happen. What happens if you don't hold him? The ball is a better throw. Who knows? But yeah, of all teams, the Chiefs are asking for this stuff, which is whack.
I was a little surprised at hearing him say that, but not only he said it during the game, he said it to Allen, he said it in the post game. It's like
he walked away, he took a shower, he got dressed, and he was still mad
at the refs.
I know. I can kind of see it in the heat of the moment. And he also did that weird thing like, hold me back, hold me. What are you gonna do? Beat up the ref?
Yeah,
like, get out of here.
And again. And then maybe if they had a chance to look at it, whatever, but like, bro, there was no question.
No, it was dumb.
It's just, again, I could see getting mad in the moment.
Yeah.
But when you go up to the other quarterback and you go, oh, that was bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, you guys went down 17-7.
Right.
But this whole thing was like, the refs had nothing to do with this. And they called what they should have called.
And it's not like the game was over. They still could have driven down the Bills could have driven down the field. They still had time.
Yeah.
Like, and we all know what happened a couple of years ago in the AFC Championship game. Anything could happen. So
it never comes down to one call, one play. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
The best part about that play, this is hilarious to me, is that after the touchdown happened, that wasn't. You know what they did? They panned to the Swift cam. That poor guy who went to college for this. God. It just stares at her the entire game.
Yeah,
and she was like in the crowd, and you couldn't see her, and you could see the camera be like, "Where is she? If you could go back and watch it, you can see it move around. Like, where is she?
That's so embarrassing. No, I switched the game off because when I do see them, especially when it's a CBS broadcast, it's when Kelsey does something. Which, all right, if he scores a touchdown, maybe I can see. Like, okay, we'll take the spotlight off of the guy who scored and show his girlfriend for whatever reason.
Right.
But now they do it like when he catches the ball, they show her. Then it was a catch that he didn't even make, but it was just a big play, and they show her. And I texted you. I go, I couldn't do it. I switched it. This is just like so obscene now. I don't understand. Yeah. She's got nothing to do with it. Every time he does something, we show her. What? Yeah. The fuck is that all about? But anyway, I'm glad they lost. The money pick and the Joker pick, it came together.
I can't believe the Chiefs made me root for the Bills. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure the herd was loving it.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Oh, man. And now the next one is even better because we talked about this last week, too. This team is now one game out of that division lead.
Denver and the Chargers, yeah. The big news out of that was Herbert got hurt, and now he's got season-ending injury. I don't think it matters because they're 5-8. They're also getting their dicks kicked in right now by the Raiders, who put up no points against Vikings.
Keenan Allen is also not playing in this game, which tells me that the Chargers are just
they're shutting it down.
They're packing it up.
They're shutting it down.
And Staley, I hope, is packing his things already because he is gone.
He's gone. He's 100% gone. But yeah, 24-7. Russ, I think Russ did pretty good for me fantasy-wise. 224, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Herbert, it was my starting quarterback in both fantasy leagues, so I am
toast.
Hurting. Although we'll talk about it in the corner, but
yeah, oddly enough, the Broncos, who we had dead in the water, and honestly, they really shouldn't have lost the game against Washington because they had an 18-point lead.
Right.
You're talking about 8-5.
Yeah,
I mean, but maybe a loss like that and 70-20 against the Dolphins will change that
a little bit.
But it is kind of crazy though. They're 7-6.
Yep, they're on the bubble. And they could take I'm not sure. Are the Chiefs playing the Patriots and they're playing the Lions? So it'd be interesting to see. Hey, things are starting to get tight here.
Starting to get a little tight here.
Yep.
And on to, I've gotten a lot of stuff with this next game.
I'm sure. Comment.
My cousin usually does. Cousin's a Cowboys fan. We've talked about this, and I was like, I'm going to save my piece for the pod.
Yep.
because I know he'll listen. But then we had to reschedule, so some of the pieces came out.
Sure, that's fair.
He thinks that we
We do.
we're just gonna own it at this
We've
point.
talked about it. Like, I have no problem. I have no problem with Dallas Stars, Mavericks, Texas Rangers fans.
Sure.
You bring it upon yourself, is what I'm saying.
Well, and the same arguments, but so going into this, it was you and I both said it. It was like this is gonna show where Dallas is at.
Yeah.
This is a big game against Philly, division opponent at home. They have a chance to take the lead, which they did,
And they lost to them a couple weeks ago.
and I mean they kind of kicked the shit out of Philly.
did.
So that's 2 weeks in a row. Philly is looking very fucking human.
It's so funny because I was thinking, because you made that comment that your cousin said that last week, and we said, like, prove it to us, prove it that they're better.
And then they proved it. And I was like,
did,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But as I was watching, I was like, now I'm just like leaning into it now. I was like, did they prove it or the Eagles just bad?
I knew because I was like, yeah, Philly's not that good.
But they stomped them. They didn't win like 20-17 with like a last minute field goal with a weird fluky play. They stomped them. So they are going to, I still don't think they're better than the 49ers, but they're up there for me. I feel like, and Dak's coming on, and CD is a monster. So and their defense, you know, they flock to the ball and they cause turnovers, which they did a couple times in this game.
The big thing with Dallas is their health right now. And it's like, obviously that's everything.
Yeah.
But if this game was 13-10, Dallas wins, and it's like,
Yep.
I don't know. But they did, I mean, they beat him by 20.
Yeah. I mean, if Diggs didn't get hurt, I would really have him up there. I feel like him being out is going to hurt in the playoffs. But, and I think they really need to get one or two. They need a home playoff game. They're 7-0 at home.
Yeah.
So that conference loss to the Cardinals is going to hurt them so bad, and like the tiebreaker settings. That's why they're not going to I don't think they're going to get the 1 seed, even if they win out. And you know, so
because right now they're record wise is a 3-way tie, but Dallas has the division. Philly now drops to 5, but the Niners have the
head-to-head, which I think is first
on both.
Yeah, and then the conference. I think after that it's interconference, and like I said, losing in the 49ers losses, I think they're AFC teams. So so if you're going to lose a game, you know,
you lose out of conference.
Yes, exactly. So that's going to hurt them. But I mean, I watched the game and they look good. The Cowboys look good, and the Eagles continue to look kind of like shit.
You know what? I made a comment about this, and I don't think I've ever really said it until last week. I hate Jalen Hurts' stance out of the shotgun.
I don't think I've looked.
Pay attention.
Okay.
I hate it.
It's
too low of a crouch, I think.
Okay.
I hate it.
You don't think he gives him a good
I don't know. It just drives me nuts looking at it. I just had to. I've thought it for so long, and then actually said it out loud, and it felt good to just let that out.
All right, I'll take a look at it. I'll watch this first crouch.
Listen, I said the same thing about Dallas, and they won this game, and all right, yeah, they proved it to me. But this is where I sit back and go, well, talk to me in the playoffs. And I only say that because they can't get out of the divisional round. They've only made the divisional round like 3 times in the last 20-something years.
Yeah. Listen, the next game is against the Bills.
On the road? Buffalo?
How do I? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Listen, beat the Bills, then we'll talk.
No, I'll give them that because honestly, the first Philly game was the one where Dak stepped out, right? Was that the game that Dak stepped out of bounds?
Oh, yes, I think so.
So, like, my whole thing against them was they don't beat good teams. Yep. I think Philly's still a good team. Mm-hmm. They're reeling. They're reeling now.
Yeah.
But again, they kicked the shit out of them. I can't really...
Right.
And they can't say anything because they beat them by 20.
Yeah, and I'll be curious, too, because even the Giants, who haven't lost since that 49-17 loss with DeVito, like it was his first game. You know, if they played him today with DeVito having more games under his belt, would it be as big of a blowout? I don't know.
But they are. Dallas is scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, they are. Like I'm looking at their like they beat Giants 40-0, and they beat the Jets 30-10 with Zach Wilson. They lost to the Cardinals. They blew out the Patriots, which Patriots suck.
Yeah.
They got destroyed by the 49ers, but that was back in October. They barely beat the Chargers. They beat the Rams when they were hurting. They lost to the Eagles, but it was a close game. So
it was a close game because Dak stepped out of bounds, and I think it fucked it up. But
beat a good team on the road, Cowboys, and then we'll talk.
Well,
they're on the road against the Bills. So we'll see.
But you look at their final schedule is a few tough games. I don't think Detroit's for real, but you got to go to Buffalo, you got to go to Miami, you got to play the Lions, and then you get a nice easy win at the end of the season against them Washington.
They might not play. I mean, if the records are all kind of set by then, maybe they'll play their backups. I don't know what McCarthy's stance is on that, but
even still, it doesn't matter.
I said they got to beat a good team, and they by definition they beat a 10-3, 10-2 team.
So Jay, you heard we gave them their props. They beat a good team.
Now you got to do it on the road.
Now you're gonna do it on the road. We can't go all the way in.
Right, exactly.
He's like, you guys just like pile on Dallas, and I was like, doing
maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Make it to the NFC Championship game.
I know. See, I can sit back and shit talk because we are always in the cellar of the division, and I could just be like, yeah, you suck, you suck, you suck. Right. This was a funny one. So the Monday night game, there was 2 Monday night games, Miami and Tennessee.
What happened?
So this is hysterical, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of my cousin, he tipped me off.
This is your cousin that's a Dolphins fan.
My cousin who's a Cowboys fan.
And you have a cousin who's a Dolphins
fan. My cousin's boyfriend is a Dolphins fan.
Gotcha.
My cousin Jay, who's the Cowboys fan, that we just shouted out.
Right.
He was the one who told. So I went to bed with like a few minutes left of the game, and it was 27-13 because of Tennessee's fuck up.
Yeah. What?
I was talking to him through text, like the voice text.
Yep.
As if Miami won. He told me at 12:30 the next day. He goes, Miami lost. I go, wait, what? I had no fucking clue because it was only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
It was 27-13. Wow. I was like, shit, they did lose that fucking game.
How? Was it an onside kick?
I don't. This is the sad part. It's like, it was close, and then, oh my God.
Oh, that's right.
What happened at the end of that game?
I couldn't watch the end of either of these games because I had my personal issue pop up, so I wasn't watching them.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So it was
where was I? I was like, why didn't I watch this?
It was close.
Yeah.
And it was a muffed punt that Miami recovered. Now Miami wasn't really driving, so you gave them excellent field position. Sorry, they scored, and then right after that, God, something else happened. Oh, Derrick Henry fumbled. This is what I was saying.
Yeah.
So then they get the ball back. Tennessee gets the ball back. Now you just muffed a punt, right? Now you have Derrick Henry, and you're gonna hand the ball off. Why are you doing a pitch out?
Yeah,
because he fumbled.
Yeah,
when the ball's like loosey goosey.
Never.
Why are we doing this?
Never give it. Nope, you're right. Yeah, that's terrible.
Especially to a guy like that, you didn't need to just stuff it in his gut.
That's dumb.
But it was right after a muff punt. So one of the gunner ran by, and the ball bounced. So he turned around, tried to get it. And you're like, this is why you don't do that.
Right.
And then the next possession, they flip it out to Henry and he fumbled. It's like, you don't be cute in those moments when you just fumbled the ball.
Yeah, don't be cute. Yep.
But they won anyway, so I'll shut up.
Yeah, right. But what happened? Did they get an onside kick?
God, I don't remember the story. It was just so funny because I was so sure Miami won, and it was like 12:30 on Tuesday. He's like, Miami lost. I was like, wait, what? I looked it up. I was like, holy shit.
Wow. That could be a season ender for them. That's a heartbreaker.
2 late touchdowns.
On national TV.
I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say I went to bed with like under 4 minutes left, and it was 27-13.
Yeah.
And Will Levi jeans, baby.
Yeah, you really came through. Shit. Now, that could definitely be a season ender, just like morale-wise. Now, a couple years ago, they still call it the Miami Miracle or whatever they call it when they beat the Patriots on all those laterals. Oh, and the Patriots still thankfully went on to win the Super Bowl, and Miami just hurt their draft stock. How is Miami going to respond to this? Because that's embarrassing. that Miami Miracle was embarrassing. But like, how do you respond to it?
You were up 14 late in the game. Excuse me.
That was the Titans' first win on the road. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure we were like, oh yeah, the Dolphins are 5-0 at home, and Titans are 1-6 on the road.
Something's got to give.
Yep. Man. Yeah, man. Damn.
That's wild.
Bunch of losers.
And then the second Monday night game was the Giants and Packers. A little bit of a back and forth, but
Yep.
Giants pull it out 24-22. And this is with the hot take last week, and Detroit getting beat by Chicago. It was like they could have really shortened that gap by like 2 games. It would have went from 3 to 2 games.
Yep. They blew it. I was hoping for it. I'm like, oh yeah, they'll beat the Giants. But now DeVito is like the freaking Bella DeBall right now. Everyone's loving that guy.
Yeah.
You don't like it? Yeah.
Isn't
that your people?
I know. Well, this is the thing. Like, all right, he's Italian. Great. You're not my paisan. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
That's fair.
But I mean, good for him. He's winning. More than I can say.
Again, we get it. The Patriots can't stitch a drive together, and these guys are out here scoring 24 points.
Yeah, with backups. I mean, you guys have 2 options that barely can figure it out. And
I'm pretty convinced that they told the Amazon crew not to show Mac Jones because you did not see him anywhere.
But 2 weeks ago, he was 3rd string.
Yeah.
Last week, I don't know.
And now Malik just got signed by the Ravens off the practice squad. So that dream is dead.
So who was their backup? Because 2 weeks ago, they said he was 3rd string.
I don't know.
And
I probably should have looked, but I didn't.
And if this past Thursday, if he was 3rd string, they wouldn't show him because he wouldn't have dressed.
They did, and at the very end of the game, there was a quick thing. It was him, like, saying, high-fiving Mitch Trubisky, and, like, the camera panned away really fast. I was like, did they say not to look at Mac Jones? Because they never showed him. He was never there.
Why.
It was weird.
Why is
really
he getting
weird.
blacklisted?
I don't know.
They won't show a guy who actually plays for the team, but they'll show people's girlfriends on the stand. So, 2 bye week teams: the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington somethings. Those are your bye week teams.
Yeah.
Let's go to the beer of the week corner.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! I think it's this one. Damn it, you're right. It's not this one either.
No.
I gotta pull up the script though. It's been a long week.
I know orange is hot take. That teal is. Yeah, there we go.
We'll remember at some point.
Yeah.
What's your beer of the week?
I got Sam Adams Holiday White Ale. Citrusy and hazy. It's pretty good. It's winter lagerish.
Yeah.
My cousin-in-law Luke brought like a 12-pack of all the different winter ones, and this is one of them. So
you like that one?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'd have another one.
There you go.
Yeah.
How many did you bring?
Just the one. I only had one. It was the only one I left. He just like left like 2. This and there's 2 other ones, but they're all different ones. One of them's like a vanilla porter, which I know it'll probably
porters and stouts, dude.
Yeah, I like Guinness, but that's really the only stout I like. I'll probably bring that one maybe next week, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So I know I'll like this one, and that's why I brought it.
What was the other one that the Cold Snap? Is that still?
That's my favorite. I love Cold Snap. I haven't had it this season yet. I like it way better than the Winter Lager though.
And which one's this one again?
Holiday White Ale.
Holiday White Ale by Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam Adams for your beer of the week.
Yeah.
I had a Modelo, so it doesn't count.
Beer of the season. We'll call it.
There you go. Do you have a hot take for this week?
I do.
Oh.
Here we go.
Last week's was good.
It's okay, but it's not as good as last
This is a mild one.
It's mild. It's like when you like leave the stove on simmer.
Okay.
The Chiefs are starting to see how hard it is to stay successful, and they're on the downward slope. Now it depends. The farther this slope goes down, the hotter the take becomes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, read it again.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually said it out of order. The Chiefs are on the downwards. Oh, here we go. I got a lot more here. Chiefs are on the downward slope. They're seeing how hard it is to stay successful. Patty, cute nickname, is losing his mind with frustration. We're seeing the true colors come out when he doesn't have all the answers around him anymore. That's kind of what I said. You're seeing his true colors. Because I feel like his PR team works in overdrive. I don't know if you watched that quarterback show on Netflix. I can see just how PR.
Well, they're using the Brady method.
Excuse me.
Brady is it?
I told you what he said in the press conference. I mean, yes, I've told you a couple of things.
Yeah, but
I told you that the Brady show, it made me like him less.
Maybe like him more.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's being himself. He's an asshole. You see it on the field.
Right. Well,
he's
it's
yelling at his coaches, yelling at his players. He's an asshole.
It's like Missoula, coach of the Celtics. Someone I played sports with, played basketball with him back in high school or college. He said he was an asshole. But I'm like, that's fine. But are you an asshole? Like you're a bad person? Like you shut the door on someone's face? Or are you just kind of like, when you're playing sports, you kind of you get a little, whatever. I guess I'm fine with that. As long as you're not like, creep like Emi is or was.
Well, yeah.
Probably still is. You know what I mean?
But the thing is with Brady was like, it was always this polished, Tommy can't do any wrong. Tommy terrific. And then people used to get on Peyton because Peyton would like yell more. And then all of a sudden the cracks started to happen, and he's yelling at Bill O'Brien. He's yelling at his receivers. It's like, it's gonna happen. You can't be.
Well, maybe the problem is Mahomes isn't yelling at Tony. He isn't yelling. I don't think he yells at them.
He made the wrong move by.
Yeah.
I get getting mad at the refs.
Yeah.
When it's warranted, but even if it was the refs' fault, to your point about Brady. You don't blame the refs.
And if you watch,
just from a leadership standpoint, you don't blame the refs.
If you go back and watch the Super Bowl 51 mic'd up at the very beginning of the game, Brady like goes up to the ref and he like kind of like half jokingly like, sorry if I yell at you during the game, like I just get into it. It's like I get it.
Yeah.
But again, as long as you're leaving the game and not being a dick, like we're cool. And
you don't like Mahomes because Mahomes is the new.
I don't.
He's the new like.
I like
leader
I like
of the
Kelsey.
league.
I like Kelsey.
Oh my god.
I know.
Really? So you don't like Mahomes because we've established.
Well,
you don't like other quarterbacks. You only like Brady. That's the real hot take. Maurice hates all quarterbacks. Let's not name.
Enjoy. I like Fields. I don't like
no AFC quarterbacks.
AFC. I like Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Cool. I like him.
All right.
He's neat.
But what is it about Mahomes? I'm interested.
I think he's fake. I think he's phony. He's a big fat phony.
Okay. Just because like this week or before this? Like, why did you have that hunch?
Well, I've mentioned before how I kind of see how people like dislike the Patriots. Always thought they get the calls and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I have to go back and crunch the numbers, but like you see it with the Chiefs now all the time. And we started.
Yeah.
And you are right. There is that piece of it where like as the Patriots are going and they're down, we beat them in the AFC Championship game. You saw it. You saw. And
now
happening.
The Chiefs kind of took over as that team.
Yeah. But I just think a lot of it's PR, and I don't like his crew. I don't like the people he surrounds himself with. I think it says a lot about him as a person. Just don't like it.
Fair enough.
Do not like it, and I think he got. I think people are just too wowed with his. It's just. I mean, his ability is it's there for sure, but I just don't like when the NFL puts all their might and power behind someone. It drives me insane. It's like
in wrestling when when Roman Reigns he's going to get the push and then everybody turns. Yeah. It's like because you can smell it coming.
Yeah, and I think Brady always had that chip on his shoulder because Peyton Manning was always that. He was the Roman Reigns. Well, he was always like I don't know, Seth Rollins or whatever you want to call him. No, Daniel Bryan probably is more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a loser.
Yeah, loser who wins. No one believed in you.
I think that's how a lot of people felt about Brady, though. He's like this whimsical, like that's how people that aren't Patriots fans felt about Brady. It's probably how you feel about Mahomes. But it's funny that you said the man in the arena made me like him more.
Yeah, well, it's funny
now he's being real with me, and I feel like
even my friend who I've talked about that in my fantasy league, like in the Jet, like we have these conversations. He's a Jets fan, so like we talk we'll have conversations in the chat all the time about people like. Oh, Brady's this, Brady's that. And we're like, no, he's not. No, he's not. It is what it is. But, like, when you talked about it, I said, Brady didn't do that. And he's like, oh, Brady always complained. I'm like, yeah, he complained on the field to the ref, but never to that extent. And then I said in the press conferences, he never blamed the refs. And then I found that exact one to be like, yeah, see? So, I don't know.
Well, it's like...
you also take on your coaches. Like Andy Reid... Like do you think Belichick ever would have been like that? I don't think so.
Because they know better.
Yeah.
No matter what, you got to fall on the sword. And honestly, what I like about Howell is there's times where he could throw somebody else under the bus or be like, like Terry should have caught that ball. He always takes blame.
Yeah.
Always. Even though the viewer's going to see it like, okay, it was a bad throw, but it was also a bad.
Right.
You should have caught the ball.
Yeah.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
He'll always take the blame.
It's like, was he the quarterback of that play last year against the Giants? No, he wasn't, right?
No.
No, it was Heineke, yeah.
It was Heineke.
I was trying to think if he is.
But I just like it because he's so young.
Yeah.
The fact that he does shit
good,
like that,
yeah.
just you gotta,
Yeah.
especially in the press conference, because again, to your point, you've showered, you've had time to think about it.
Right.
It's the Belichick method is
take accountability.
Yeah, and don't give him nothing.
Right, exactly.
Fall on the sword and don't give him nothing. You give the media nothing because now look at everybody.
Yeah.
Is looking at them with different eyes now.
Before Super Bowl 39 against the Eagles, the first one, he one of the things he read to the team was he read them the parade route that the Eagles were going to take after they won the Super Bowl. So like, come on. Oh, God. Yeah, I like Herbert. Herbie fully loaded. I like him.
You like guys that like don't win.
Burrow almost won the Super Bowl.
He didn't, though.
I like Stafford. But he didn't, though. he's only been around for like 4 years.
That he didn't win. Herbert's a lovable loser. No offense. Look at his team's getting his dick kicked at 35-0 by the fucking Raiders. They're in shambles. You like the guys that are like,
listen. Brady's only been gone for literally a year. Who else has won since then?
I don't know. Who do you hate more, Peyton or Mahomes? That's a good. It's just a good fiery question.
Probably Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Do you really hate Peyton?
No.
You can't hate Peyton.
I don't think so. I don't like his dad.
Archie?
Yeah.
Well, because of the stunt that they pulled with Eli.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
Yeah. And also, I think the whole Manning family, that whole Golden family, don't like it. And Archie was terrible. He was a terrible quarterback. But, it was the team, the Saints, that were bad. There's always an excuse for the Mannings. Let's say that. There's always an excuse.
Ooh, Archie maybe. Yeah, because he played on it. I mean, he did play on a shit team, but I don't think he was like anything.
And Peyton Manning did do some questionable things in college that get swept under the rug. I don't know if I want to get into that stuff, but that's some heavy stuff.
I feel like you guys go like so deep to
true.
Like, dig up dirt on these other quarterbacks.
Dirt. The worst thing about fine. If we're gonna go there, the worst thing about Peyton Manning is like they had a whole NDA. Like the person signed an NDA because he like farted in her face or something with his bare ass, and then they broke the NDA. They started talking shit about her. So whatever. Maybe it's Peyton.
Are people not allowed
to fart in people's faces?
Why can't you just fart in people's faces? But like, are people not allowed to make any sort of mistakes? Right? People make mistakes.
The mistake happened, and they moved on, and they signed an NDA, and then they broke the NDA.
But that's
to shit on her. And
well, they already farted on it. They might as well
exactly.
Shit on
Might as well do one.
But that's like that's so specific. That's such a specific.
I know they're like, they were just young. It's like I never thought to myself, I'm gonna take a fart in this person's face. In 35 years I've never fucking heard this. So you tried to find this story. Under a rock?
Yeah, I've never heard this story. Has anybody heard this story about the Manning fart?
Really?
Never heard this.
Oh, fine. I'll send it to you.
I can't wait. This is like a good off-season conversation
that is
because it's just so funny.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm interested to hear more about these stories that have no bearing. The Manning fart heard around the world.
Oh God, I like this. I like this article right here. Exploring the Manning brothers' odd obsession with putting their balls and butts in everyone's faces. So this would be.
Is this like when they were in college or when they were kids?
I think it was college.
College.
We'll talk about it in the off season. We'll let's move past it.
We'll pick that's a whole other thing. We'll mental note. Write a note on this one. The Manning farts, or like Brady versus the world, and then we can have a whole conversation.
I like that, but oh God, like no one's perfect. But right now, it's definitely Mahomes, but it's also just because he's always in my face, and I just. Whatever.
Well, he is like. I think he's the new like golden boy.
Yeah, exactly. And they're starting to see the cracks. And I don't think Manning in the field be like yell at his guys and stuff like that. But he never threw dudes under the bus except for Vanderjack, who did it first.
Vanderjack.
But like they're continuing the hot take here. They'll stay contenders as long as he's a quarterback. But he can't do what Brady did, and he hasn't yet anyway. So,
what did Brady do? What do you mean?
Like win 6 Super Bowls.
I mean. Has anybody won 6
7, excuse me.
Has anybody won?
No, but the people are already anointing Mahomes as like the next.
That's
big
true.
thing.
I've heard that early on, and it's like, all right, relax.
Let's pump the brakes.
Well, because it was like they're trying to measure him against somebody who played for 20-something years.
Yeah.
And Mahomes has only played for how many years?
7. They make it look easier than it was.
It's
and
like,
that's the problem.
come on.
So, yeah.
It's not a fair standard.
Not a fan. But you know what? The AFC, all the quarterbacks are hurt, so I could see the Chiefs making a run. Like, it could happen. So
They could. Again, I think that's interesting to see what they do at the wide receiver position in the offseason, because I feel like that's a hole.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a big hole for them.
Yep. And would you say the Cardinals and we already talked about that. They're on bye. Yeah. That's right. That was the hot take that spawned that whole tangent.
That was a hot take. I don't have much in the fantasy realm, but we can hit the fantasy corner quick.
Yeah. I'm actually playing Cheese right now in the play. So I won last week.
So you're in the playoffs.
Cheese's league, yeah. Shout out Cheese. It was a must win. My kicker, Greg Leg, got me 80 points after getting me 6 points over 2 weeks. So I stormed into the playoff as a 6 seed, and I'm currently playing the Baloney Ponies. And I lost Herbert, my quarterback, in both my leagues. My other league, I went from the 1 seed to the 5 seed because I lost back-to-back. But I snuck into the playoffs there, too.
Dang. I'm in. I'm projected to lose by about 30. But projections mean,
they mean
diddly poo.
Yeah, you're right.
Diddly poo.
Yep.
But playoffs, the other league, I'm dead. Dead in the water.
Oh, damn.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty screwed in my my money league between Herbert and Chase was on the injury report this week. I mean, I'm a little bummed that I missed the bye week, but it's all right. I will carry on. I freaking had to pick up Joe Flacco of all.
Hey, shout out Joe Flacco.
But a couple years ago, someone won the league with Blake Bortles as their quarterback. So
possible. Anything's possible.
Kevin Garnett,
2008.
Yeah.
And on to week 15.
Wow.
It's not many left.
Wow.
Week 15 picks.
Week 5. No.
I'm picking the Raiders.
This is week 16. This is week 16, right?
Week 15.
Weeks 15. Oh my God, what's happening? I'm so sorry. ESPN.com is being.
That's okay. I'm just going to jump ahead real quick. I'm picking the Raiders. I just have a good feeling about this one.
I did make a mental note. You're right. It is 15. My ESPN is being stupid. Come on. I did make a mental note to pick the Raiders. Reason being, Herbert is hurt, obviously, and Keenan Allen is also missing this game. And I feel like the Raiders weren't going to get embarrassed again, and they are not.
I may, just because Herbert was going to be out. I didn't expect it. It's right now. It's 35-0.
Yeah.
Going into the half. I didn't expect that. I would have maybe expected a Raiders 3-0 win this week. Versus the 3-0 loss.
Flip the
last week.
script. Just totally flip the script. This is really driving me bonkers right now. ESPN is not agreeing with me, and I am so sorry. I'll get there. The interesting note about this, the quarterback who's playing for the Chargers, his name, I don't even know what his name is.
Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Who got cut.
He did get cut. So what's this kid's name? I just had Stick. Easton Stick. Great name. He did finish out the game last week, and he helped them get the win. He went to North Dakota State, which is interesting because that is also where Trey Lance went, and it's also where Carson Wentz went. So it's kind of weird that this like what are they, D2 or D1A has spawned 3 NFL quarterbacks in like 6 years. That's kind of nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So shout out North Dakota State University. But yeah, Raiders. And then this week, because college football is now over, we have Saturday. We have a Saturday 3-peat back to back on NFL Network.
They're all on the network.
They sure are.
Hey.
Yep. Starting at 1 p.m., we have the 3-point Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Cincinnati Browning Bengals. I need to have a bounce back week here.
I'm going to go with the Bengals at home.
Wow. You didn't even think about it. You just went right
No,
for it.
because Browning has been playing good.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home. Favored by 3.
Yeah.
The Vikings is just like, I don't know what they do from here. I mean, 3-0 against, I don't know.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Wow. Who's going to start?
Gosh, I knew I had this.
My boy Dobbs.
No, I think he's emergency quarterback, actually.
Damn it.
Yeah, I actually just... Nick Mullins. Maybe I'm not taking the Vikings.
You got to think about, to your point, about the weapons on Cincinnati and what Browning can do to just...
Yeah. Jefferson did get hurt very early in that game, the 3-0 game. He had to go to the freaking hospital to get checked out. He is playing in this game. It'll be the Chase and Jefferson Bowl. They used to play in LSU together.
I know, but then you got Higgins, you got Mixon.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not trying to sway your pick, but...
You might. I'm going to put the... Okay. You're right. I'm going to put the Bengals. Here's what's going to happen. If the Vikings win, I'm going to be very upset with you. So we'll see what happens. Upset with Joe if Vikings.
Wow.
That'll help me remember.
Just throw me right under the bus here.
The next, we have, like I said, it's back-to-back-to-back on NFL Network. So 4:30 p.m., we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Steelers are just toast. Although I feel like they're going to keep that 500 record going forever.
Is Pickett playing? Do we know?
I don't think so, because he had the ankle surgery, the what's it called, tightrope surgery to help get that angle faster. But I think it's still a couple weeks out. I think the Colts are playing pretty good.
I'm going to go with the Colts, the Gardner Minshew's.
Yep.
8-6 playing for their playoff lives.
Yeah, this is a huge game actually, because the Steelers are the 6th seed, the Colts are the 7th seed. So big playoff implications here. One of these teams is going to drop out.
Interesting.
Yeah, most likely. And then the nighttime game, primetime game is going to be the Denver Broncos traveling to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are 4.5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Broncos.
You bitch! That's what I was going to do.
You son of a... You should have said it faster.
I thought I was gonna surprise you with that one.
I don't think I've taken the Broncos all year long. I don't think I've taken them all year long.
And this is where you chose to do it.
Yeah, against my boys. I'm mad at them.
I'm taking the Lions.
Just to spite me?
Yeah, just to spite.
Okay.
Completely out of spite.
That's rude, but okay.
I really thought I was going to take the Broncos. I wanted to take the Broncos. I was like, oh, he's not going to see this one coming. And he says the Broncos. Okay. Although, you know what? No, I'll take Detroit. Fine.
All right.
Whatever. I'll take them.
All right, take one. I like it. Then switching over to Sunday at 1 o'clock, we have the Chicago Bears, who I just cannot make heads or tails of, against the Cleveland Browns with Joe Flacco. The Browns are 3-point favorites. I'm taking the Browns because I need Flacco to have a good game.
Wow, the Browns 8-5. Bears coming off a big win though. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But it's like they could come out and drop like a freaking 6-point burger, you know?
I know. On the road. They're so bad. I mean, they're bad in general, but they're 2-5
they're so bad,
on
the
road.
They're so bad, they're good. Yeah. My playoff hopes are in Joe Flacco's hands, so.
I don't know. I don't like this matchup, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like if I pick the Bears, the Browns are going to just dog walk them.
Interesting.
I need the Bears to win, just to secure my top pick for the Washington.
Oh, there you go.
Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Go with the Bears.
All right. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 3.5-point favorites. This is going to be a tough one.
Oh, man. This is a tough one because as much as I want to shit on Green Bay for losing to the Giants, they're also on a little bit of a win streak, and they're playing decent with Tommy.
And that was on the road, too. That was at home, right, for the Giants? They were yeah. I know who I'm taking for this game.
I know. I feel like I'm going to take Green Bay.
Yeah, you got the Florida team traveling to Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Weather showing 34 degrees at kickoff.
I don't know.
No clouds, unfortunately. But I'm sorry, no snow.
Well, it's not like Green Bay played bad against the Giants either. The Giants have played better.
And Jordan Love's stats aren't terrible this year. They're pretty good. It's only his first year starting, so.
Whatever.
So I will take the Packers at home, that's going to keep if the Lions lose, it's going to keep that alive, the hot take. So
Interesting.
Yep, and then we have next the Houston Texans traveling to the Tennessee Titans, and I read that the Titans are wearing their Houston Oilers getup. So that's a shot across the bow there. I don't know if Stroud is playing. Let me see.
This could have serious implications.
Oh my goodness.
This could have serious implications. This could have serious implications. My Joker pick.
Doesn't seem like you're into it.
I'm not into it because I'm really rooting for the Texans, but I mean, I got to make a pick here for my Joker pick. I don't know if Stroud is going to play, but even when he did play last week, they played like shit.
Yeah, he's still in the concussion protocol.
I'm taking the Titans. My Joker picks the Texans. I love the Texans. They are.
Wow, that's a tough one.
It's tough to root against, one of your 10 favorite teams. That's not your favorite team. But
yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you and go Titans because the Stroud injury is probably just too much for them. Yeah, I can dig it. And then we have this one's going to be tough. The New York Jets traveling to the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins 9.5-point favorites. Dolphins just lost at home. I feel
this is tough for you?
Like I said, that could have been well, the reason it's tough is because I said earlier that could have been like a season ender, that loss. Like, how are the Dolphins going to respond?
And it wasn't even just like a loss. It was like they were up by I'm pretty sure they were up by 13 or 14.
Yeah.
At the end. I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Me too.
I don't have faith in the Jets or Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I don't think Zach Wilson can pull off 2 good games in a row. Next question before we get to the next game. Is Staley fired after this game?
Oh my God! So it's 42-0 going into halftime. So
half.
Not that it'll happen, but they're on pace for an 84-0 shutout.
Is Staley gonna get fired at half?
Well, I guess at this point too, it's the same thing with Washington. Like, what does it matter at this point? You might as well just let them finish.
Shit. Right.
But that's brutal because right now they are 31 points away from tying the record of the biggest defeat in NFL history. Shout out to 1940 Chicago Bears who did it over the Washington Redskins, baby.
I like it.
Me too. 42-0. This is embarrassing. What do you think he's saying right now?
I'm a loser. Sorry.
That's bad.
Dead man walking.
Dead man walking.
Yep. All right, and then we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the New England Patriots, who are 1-6 at home.
And flexed out of Monday Night Football.
And I'm so sorry for anyone who bought those tickets and travel plans for this. Yeah.
So this is an interesting one. I know where I'm going to pick, but while I just picked the Bears to win, New England winning would help me in the draft, but it would also, at the same time, fuck me in a bet that I made that Washington would have a better record than New England at the end of the season. But I also said if we tied, I win.
Oh,
because we beat you, so I would win.
Well, who would win with the strengths of schedule and stuff, though?
It doesn't matter. It's a head-to-head.
Oh, it's just
well, if we have the same
record,
if we have the same record, but one team beats the other team.
Was it record or was it draft position? That
one team would have a better record. So if it's the same record and then one of us beat each other, which did.
Oh, right.
De facto, I would win. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Kansas City Swifts. Mahomes is going to make you eat all your negative words about him and his wife and his mom. That's awful, going after his whole family.
Every single one of them, the kids. I'll show you that link. I thought I sent it to you.
Which one?
His mother selling gear with his likeness on it. I know, but
see, maybe
did you say you're not going to click that link? No, that was someone else that I sent it to.
I don't know.
It wasn't you that said that. No.
Well, this is the thing. So you're the stack. You're a little bit more in tune. You're always in these weird like wife stories, moms, farts. I don't know what goes on in these guys' personal lives. But you guys seem to you're tapped into
bro,
the TMZ scuttlebutt of the private lives of these guys.
Bro.
I don't know. I don't know any of these. I don't know what they do in their downtime.
Listen, I read a lot of literature.
That's farts. Farts.
I did not send it to you, so I will send it to you.
Okay.
But don't like any of them. Definitely don't like the brother. This one's tough for me. I'm gonna go with the Patriots because fuck Kansas City.
Wow, there you go. Roasted. 7.5 points.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm not putting money on it.
Oh, okay. You still got a money pick sitting out there.
I do have some money pick sitting out there.
Okay.
Next, we have the New York Football Giants traveling to the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, this would have been a good Joker pick too.
This is also a good. Yeah.
Where's that money line going?
So I'm going to take the Saints to win, but I'm going to take the Giants to cover.
Interesting. Okay. I was going to take the Saints to win, that's why the Giants were going to be my Joker pick, which would have been 2 weeks in a row that we had the same money pick.
You think the DeVito Magic's going to run out
on
the road?
I don't think the Saints are good, but I also think that people are overhyping the Giants right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Tommy DeVito a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I'm on a bit of a run here with my money picks. I think it's either 2 or 3 weeks in a row that I nailed it. So, nice. Very nice, very nice.
I think I only lost one Joker pick this year. I forget who it was. Maybe Pittsburgh? I think I only lost one. Somehow they've...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been on fire with them.
They've held steady for me.
So there's 6.5. Oh, there's 6 point. Okay, let's making sure. Oh, no, not them. I want them. Oh, God. What have I done? Boop. $5 to win $4.55. Made it. All right, cool. So that one's out there. Cool. All right, then. Yeah.
Got it.
So, like I said, I've at the beginning of the season, I put $50 in. I'm now at $61. So
there you go. Well, I mean,
I'm on the positive side of things.
That's good.
Yep. Then we have another 1 o'clock. We got it's gonna be a good red zone game or week, I should say. The 6-7 Falcons traveling to the 1-12 Panthers. Falcons only 3-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, Carolina's dead, bro. I'm sorry. They got nothing.
Yeah.
They just got nothing.
Yep.
They got nothing to work with right now.
Yep.
I just don't see it.
Falcons playing for the division.
Falcons, as long as you don't fuck up with a lot of turnovers and stupid penalties, this is a
the Panthers,
walk in the park.
They have a coach. They have an interim coach. They're not playing for any draft position.
Yeah.
The only thing that's playing for these guys are playing for their jobs. That's pretty much it.
And the Falcons, I think if Tampa goes to Green Bay and loses and Atlanta wins, they go back to being the lead. Yeah. So I think this is a cakewalk for Atlanta.
Yep. Next we have your Boston, Washington, Braves, Redskins football team Commanders traveling to the St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams. Who you got? Fresh off a bye.
Fresh off a bye with the worst defense in the league. With Stafford playing healthy, Kupp is healthy, and Puka Nacua.
Yep.
They are going to torch our defense.
I know.
Torch.
I know.
I got to take the Rams.
Yeah, me too. I took Stafford in Cheese's league. I was able to pick him up. He was out there.
Ooh.
So he's going to hopefully carry that torch for me and torch.
They even Washington just cut Danny Johnson on the secondary. I don't really know why he was playing decent when he filled in for Forbes, but our secondary is just fucking atrocious.
Yep.
So I just don't have faith. I think if it's a shootout type of game, Washington can't score that many points.
Right.
I'd love for them to prove me wrong. Just don't see it.
Yep. Ready? And then we got the 49ers traveling to the Cardinals. 49ers are 12-point favorites. Murray is back, so I could see them maybe, but the 49ers think are just too good. They're playing for that 1 seed.
Yeah. I mean, their spreads have been crazy in the last few weeks. I will take the 49ers as well.
I'm trying to think. I'm looking back here, making sure I didn't take all favorites, which I think I might have.
This is an interesting one.
I know I take the Broncos, so I'm good.
Did you see
next one's good. Yes.
Look at that.
4:25. This one will definitely be on TV locally. We have the Dallas, are they Faker Cowboys, traveling to the Buffalo, might actually be Faker and Bills.
With the Bills being a 2-point favorite.
What do they know? What do they know?
It's what do they know and how little do the pundits believe in Dallas. It says a lot.
Yep.
What that weather is going to be like, too, because Dallas...
36 degrees at kickoff.
Dallas plays indoors.
I'm going to take the Cowboys because I said last week, I said, beat a good team, and I'll start picking you. They beat a good team, I think.
Fair enough.
But now, if they lose, I reserve the right to never pick them again. I'm giving them a chance. This is for your cousin. I'm giving them a chance, and they better not spit in my face.
I also want to give them that same chance. What's interesting is, as you are 7-0 at home, you are 3-3 on the road, and that includes losing in Arizona.
Yeah, it's true.
And the Bills looked like they were a little bit dead in the water, came back, but again, this is why we talk about matchups. Like Bills beating the Chiefs is a big win, but was it? Dallas beating Philly was a big win, but was it? Because it's like, how much faith do you have in those other teams?
Who do you think Diggs is rooting for in this game? His brother or his team?
Dallas. You gotta.
I'd have to ask him. Oh, but they have the same Twitter account.
Here, all right, this is what's gonna piss me off is if I pick Dallas and they lose, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Which I want them to lose,
of course,
but also I do think that you want the Bills to lose. Actually, I really don't care if Dallas loses. We're out of the playoffs. It really makes no fucking difference to me. I will ride the hot hand of the Dallas Cowgirls.
Wow.
And throw that in there. So see, there you go. We jumped all over Dallas, but we both picked them this week.
Exactly. It was a shit on Dallas show.
And guess what? They're underdogs, and we picked them.
I know. And the funny thing too about the Bills, like if you look back at that game, and if Tony lined up correctly, they probably should have lost that game. The Bills. Yeah. They should be 6-7 right now. So maybe that's why they're 2-point. What are their favorites? I don't know. Weird. We might come back to that.
I don't understand it.
I might have to make a note of that. Bills favored by 2.
It just makes no. It makes. I could see where the Niners were favored going to Philly at the time.
Yes, I can see that now. Now that we look back at it,
but even still, it was like that was a closer game. You got a 7-6 and a 10-3. I'm like, and again, if Dallas doesn't lose that game, the first game against Philly, and Dak doesn't step out of bounds, they're on like a fucking 6-7 game winning streak. Yeah, and they're putting up big points.
Right. I'm with you. And then we have the, Baltimore Ravens traveling. This is Sunday Night Football, traveling to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars, you better not lose again, guys. You better not lose again.
Dude, they fucked you so many times. I don't even know why you're thinking about it.
I'm not. I'm going with the Ravens now. They betrayed me one too many times. They were in the driver's seat, and they
screwed the pooch.
Yep, they turned the wheel and drove it off the median. So
yeah, give me the Ravens.
Yep,
Ravens
all day. And then Monday Night Football, just one game this week. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm tired of seeing them on primetime. I know why they're on primetime, but they're always on now.
Sickening.
Traveling to the Seahawks. I don't know if Geno Smith will be back. Drew Lock played okay in a relief effort.
Yeah.
But they still fell to the 49ers.
Close spread, though. I'm gonna take Philly, but I tell you what, if they drop this one, they're in trouble, sir.
I'm tempted, but I think I'm. And Geno Smith is still coming off that injury, so yeah, I'm with you. I took enough underdogs, so I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Fair enough.
And it looks like no one is on bye this week, so we're back.
I love how the system goes from no teams to 6 teams to no teams to 2 teams. Wonderful system that we have.
Back in our regularly scheduled programming here.
But yeah.
I think buys are done. Yeah, they are done because we're in fantasy. We're in fantasy playoff land.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't think there's any buys.
So again, 3 games Saturday, bunch on Sunday, 1 on Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I enjoy the the Saturday three-peat. I'm a big fan of that, so I'll definitely be watching that one. And then
cool. You have nothing going on Saturday?
I have absolutely nothing happening that
you
day.
Have nothing,
I won't be going anywhere.
You have nothing going on Saturday? Interesting, weird. Because somebody told me that they were actually going to be around on Saturday.
I'm going to turn my phone off. Nowhere to be. I'm not even going to pay attention to my children. I'm just going to watch football.
True. I mean, they're old enough. Let them,
they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
She just rolls around.
That's fine.
She doesn't need to eat.
I also am missing. Not only am I going to miss all 3 of these games, most likely. I might have the first one on in the background.
I'll see at least one of them.
Wow, how dare you? They'll actually all be on in the background wherever I go.
Yeah, right.
But I also am missing UFC 296, which is probably on paper their best card of the year. The sacrifices that we make.
I know. It's just you're so brave.
I'm so brave. I'm no hero. But anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. Yes. Next week, I'm going to plan for next week and the week after to be on. We're going to record on Tuesday.
Right.
Put it out on Wednesday.
Yep.
And then I think we should be, although it's New Year's Day, we got to figure that out.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's another weird one.
So it might be like 3 weeks in a row. We might be recording on Tuesday, and then we'll post on Wednesday, and then playoffs, really.
Yeah.
After that, so.
Yep. They have some off-season shows, but yeah, it'll be up there. This one was a little bit delayed. Apologies for that one, but appreciate you all, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yep.
Good.
Not happening.
Nope. Never again.